Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFWL, Inspirations for Your Life. Thanks so much for popping in tonight. If you're new, you'll see a QR code at the top right. Just use your phone, point to that QR code, and that will beam you over to my link tree. If you're having any issues getting there, just type in your browser, Believe, Believe, me, M-E, achieve, ACHIEVE.com. And thank you so much for popping in. You know how we do this every Saturday. We start with a brand new master topic and we end on Friday on day 7. So great to have you here. Thank you so much. And if you're coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. I really do appreciate you for coming back and sharing all this great wisdom with me tonight. There's a lot that I have here to share with you. And I just want to thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart for coming back and supporting this great content that we have here on Inspirations for Your Life. Can you believe, friends, that we are just only a few more days away till will be September 1st, which is next Thursday? I cannot believe that this is actually happening. I mean, I don't believe that this is actually going on. I mean, we're basically out of August, but we're out of the entire summer. So being out of the entire summer, I think that's just like, I mean, that's crazy, right? That's absolutely crazy. So if you think about that for a moment, you're probably saying, John, where did the summer go? And I don't have an answer for you. All I know is we were starting to enter summer not too long ago, and then bam, there's no summer. So I don't know what happened there, but for whatever reason, our summer is just about gone. Can you believe that, or is that just like is that kind of a confusion to you too? So anyway, this has been a really, really good summer. I'm sure a lot of you probably feel better the way of things have been going, and definitely, a little bit freer than it was last year. So I think that's definitely a great thing. But there's still some challenges that we're experiencing, and I'm sure that's no shock to anybody. But things I do feel are getting better. I definitely feel that they're getting much better. And so let's get right into that master topic, shall we? Because I have a great master topic for you guys today. The master topic for this week is, what is our master topic? Well, that is how to be. We're always saying how to be, right? How to be something that's really, really important, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how to be genuine. How to be genuine, series episode 1. All right, so before we get into that, let's talk about what does the word genuine mean according to Merriam-Webster. So the word genuine, according to Merriam-Webster, is pretty simple. It's an adjective. It actually having the reputed or apparent qualities or character actually produced by or proceeding from the alleged source or the author, sincerely and honestly felt or experienced, actually true. There's also another one, free from hypocrisy or pretense. But when we think about genuine, I think the first thing that always comes to mind for a lot of people is art. So if you own a piece of art and that's signed, well, that's considered genuine, right? If the artist made 500 paintings and he signed all 500 of them, well, they would be genuine, right? A lot of times people get accused of not being genuine. Now, sometimes people are fake because they have some ego, to protect. Sometimes it happens because they just get lost in the clouds. They don't mean to be non genuine, but they are. So, genuine means that you as a person are acting in a manner that you exert from the heart, one that's not false, one that is from you. If I said that somebody is fake, well, that means that everything from their emotions to the way they act, it's disjointed. And so that person appears fake means that I don't know if they're really sincere. Now, if you're wondering right now, if you have somebody and they say, you know what, that person's really just not genuine, maybe it's because they shared something with that person and then they came back with a statement that really, let's say, put that down and put that person down. So being genuine means that you, as a person of the characteristics, are living a life that is true to yourself. In other words, let's say you're a great person, right? And you like to volunteer. And now let's say there's another person and they say they love to volunteer. But really, when they start to get involved with volunteering, they make all kinds of excuses. They make fun of people. That person is quote unquote fake and not authentic because it appeared that they had characteristics which were great. However, when we actually noticed the push come to shove, the person was false. The person was hiding under a mask. Now, we remember masks in the pandemic, right? So when you hide under a mask, people can't see your real face. They can't see who you really are. There are sometimes online when people's identities hide under an avatar. And sometimes they do this in games for no apparent reason, just because that's how the games work. But a lot of times people do this on dating sites and they have an avatar, and the picture that they upload does not even resemble the person's age, the person's gender. Therefore, the person is fake. That's right, fake. Now, we always want to believe that somebody is sincere. However, there are times in life that people aren't sincere. Let's give an example. You're at a restaurant and you see this guy or this lady that you've been dating, and you go to say hello to the person, and they either ignore you or they say, "I'm sorry, I don't know you." And you come back and you say, "Well, we dated all summer. I'm sorry. Might be somebody that looked like me, but it wasn't me." And so now you're scratching your head like, what the heck? And it's because this person is now around her so-called friends from school. We remember the movie Grease, right? And how Danny and Sandy basically were kind of like ignoring each other, right? In the way that they were when they first met. Now, they didn't say that they didn't know each other, but they were just kind of like, "Hey, man, it's cool." Or, "Hey, yeah, it's cool." And well, that's not the Danny I know. Well, this is the Danny. This is the Danny I am. And so, what happened is Sandy was asking her friends at school, what's going on, and so they said that Danny's never going to hang around her unless she becomes the kind of girl that he wants. So she changed her hair, she changed her look. And then it was like she fit into his world. Have you ever known that maybe there's a friend in your life and you get to know them, but then when that friend is around other people, it's like they might remember you or they may not, but they don't have the same correspondence with you. Like, hey, Brian, how are you? Hi, John. How you been? I'm doing just fine. Like, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Well, that's not the way you talk to me in the summertime. What do you mean? Well, you're talking differently. I'm not talking differently. This is how I always talk. And it's because they're around other people and they don't want them to see who they really are. So when the person was around Sandy in the summertime, he was acting from his heart. When he got back to school, he's like, hey, man, it's cool and everything's cool. And Sandy's just like, what? And it's like he had to live up to this air or to this ego. Now, I know many friends when I was in high school that they would act one way when I was around them. But then when we were around other people, they were different. They weren't as easygoing. And I said to him, hey, what's the deal? John, sorry. I can't act like that around them. Well, why? Well, I kind of have an image I have to uphold. So, if you want to sit at my table, you can. Just, sit on the end. But these seats over here are reserved for my other friends. And you're like, well, what do you mean? We're friends. Well, yeah, we're friends. It's just that at the lunch table, you're on the end of the table. Well, why is that? Well, that's just kind of how it goes. Well, why am I at the end of the table when other people get to sit next to you over there? That's just how it goes. It's complicated. If you want to come to our table, you need to sit at the end. Oh, all right. And I remember one time being at a table, and it was always this game of, who's going to sit by you for lunch? Are you going to sit by somebody else? Are they going to sit by you? And sometimes I would just get up and I would sit by somebody. Like, hey, can I sit there? Like, yeah. And it's kind of like the safe group. And then you would talk. And sometimes one or two of my friends would be sitting with the other group. And so I'd come over there and I'd say, can I sit here? Like, oh, no, this seat's taken. How about this seat? This is taken. Well, there's one at the end of the table. And you say to yourself, do I even want to be here at this table? So you get up and you go sit at another table. I remember one time going to sit at a table when there was nobody else around me. And then I remember one person from that group getting up, coming over and saying, hey, John, what's up? Nothing. I'm just not going to put up with this. And it's like something changes. People that you thought were authentic, which is the way they're acting toward you, change when they're around other people. So, which is the genuineness? Are they genuine when they're around you, or are they genuine when they're around their other friends? And I would probably say that they're more genuine when they're around their other friends because they're around them more often. But when they're around you, they're acting differently. And when you try to call them on the carpet and say, hey, man, what are you doing? What do you mean? Well, just when I'm around them, I kind of, it's different. Well, why is it different? Well, you know how it is. It's hard to explain. Well, why is it hard to explain? You're welcome. It's great to have you here. So my goal is to help everyone become a better version of self, but help them become better versions of themselves. I remember what it was like when I was in high school, and I remember originally not being the popular kid. Later, I did become the popular kid, but you know why? It was only because I realized that I didn't need these other people. And you know when it changed? When I got elected to be class representative, people were like, well, how are you going to get elected? Well, I got elected. I was doing the right thing. People liked me and they knew that I was going to do the right thing for the class. And there were 4 class representatives, and I was one of the class representatives that got elected. And some of these other people got in because of, they were the cool kids, but they weren't really going to do a great job. And so as class representative, I wanted to make sure I did the best for everybody. Like got a juice machine in the cafeteria, tried to have more healthy snacks and tried to make sure food in the cafeteria was a lot healthier. Peanut butter and jelly. Yes, 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 yes. I remember peanut butter and jelly. I haven't had that in a while. I actually went to the Rockland Bagel Company a few weeks ago. It was National Bagel Fest Day. And for those of you who don't know, I record all kinds of national days. Well, I went to the Rockland Bagel Company and I went there in the morning and I got a small bagel. And when I came out for lunch, I toasted that and I had peanut butter and jelly on it. And it was absolutely amazing. So when I got in as class representative, I started to make some differences and some impacts to things that were affecting the student body. Administration was listening to me, and I was getting respect from people that were on the board as well as the administrative team, and it was working well. So I remember going to lunch one day, and one of the guys like, "Hey, John, you should sit at our table." Oh, it doesn't matter if I sit at your table. And I was like, no, you should sit at our table. Really? Yeah, you should sit at our table. Yeah, you should. Yeah, so tell us what you're doing in for the class. Well, I can't share too much right now, but what I can tell you is that we're working a lot of good things, including we're putting together a dance right now that's going to, have a lot of fun. It's going to have food. We're going to have later hours, so it's going to be able to end like at 12 o'clock. We're going to have food, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to have security outside, but we're going to keep them outside the building. They're not going to have to come inside the building as long as there's no incident. So we're trying to show them, that we can act like adults and let us have some responsibility if they trust us a little bit. So we're working on that. And it's, it's a little bit of, give and take. And we're just trying to make sure everything's all done. So I remember from that moment on, hey, John, you can sit at our table anytime you want. If you want to sit with the other friends, you want to sit here. Anytime you want, there's always a spot for you at our table. I'm like, hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. And that changed because suddenly my popularity of getting in and my popularity of doing something with student council was suddenly something that got them to wake up. I remember being at one of the high school dances. And I said, hey, I need people to help set up. Oh, yeah, sure, John, I can help you. Just tell us what you need. I'll be happy to help you. And suddenly I had 4, 5, 6, even the football team and other sports guys, and they all wanted to help set up. And I'm like, I thought you didn't like it. Oh, of course, anything for you. I'd be happy to help you. Anytime you need something, just let me know. I'm like, oh, great. Thank you so much. And so a different level of respect was born. But there were still those kids that played that click game. And the click game happened because when it was time to do the schoolwork, I did my schoolwork. I didn't copy off people. I didn't let people, steal answers from me off a test, which was cheating. So there was still that group that didn't want to accept me because I wouldn't let them cheat off my test. And that was still hard because here I am with friends that I thought were my friends, but because I didn't do something that they wanted, they kind of outed me. And so what I want to share with you tonight is that people that you believe are your friends are your friends if they're genuine to your face and genuine away from your face. Now, that might seem like a hard pill to swallow, but anybody that acts differently away from you than in front of you, that's a problem. I always tell people this, look, I'm going to tell you this in front of your face and I'll tell it behind your back. It's the same thing I would say to you. And some people are trying to play both sides of the fence. Why? Because they're jerks. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is an amazing day for the national days calendar. And so today's national day, do you know what today's national day is? Um, it is a very interesting day. It started in French. You know what that day is? All right. So National Day today, August 27, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very spectacular day. I mean, it's an amazing day. Again, it started in France. Okay. Um, and what day is that? Well, the day that I'm talking about is a very, very special day. And that day is Pat de Creme. Pat de Creme. So Pat de Creme started in France, and it's a type of custard that's made, and instead of being stiffened by sugar, which is what chocolate mousse is, this custard, pudding custard, is actually stiffened by eggs. It's baked in a bain marie water bath, and then I made some fresh creme anglaise. It's absolutely out of this world. I made it with some coffee. I made it with Bailey's Irish Cream and some semi-sweet chocolate. And I have to tell you, I had one of these before after I had a wild-caught salmon. And ladies and gentlemen, this was, when I tell you out of this world, it was out of this world. I mean, absolutely amazing. You can check it out by going to believemeachieve.com. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been, of course, you know, a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you again this evening, as it is every single evening I'm with you. I hope you'll love, like, and support the channel. Definitely comment below. What does it mean to be genuine in your life? Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to go to my YouTube channel, John space C space Morley space serial entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing vanilla cone, or an icy cold drink. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars you invest in us. We'll put that into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to empower and fuel your life to change where you are right now to becoming better than where you are. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow, but genuine is something that I have a lot to share with you. And this is something that you're never too young or too old to learn. I hope you find value in this. And if not, go back and watch it again because there's a lot of precious nuggets in here. Have a good night, everyone. Take care.